Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I created a video on my travel adventures, but we just came back from Punta Cana, my family and I, about 2 weeks ago. We visited the Barceló Bávaro Palace resort. It was like 9 of us on a trip. For the most part, we had a fabulous time, but I wanted to come on here to tell you what you can expect when you go to the Barceló Bávaro Palace. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate that, and welcome back to another video. And for those of you who are just now tuning in for the first time, welcome, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying my best to grow it. I got to get a little better about making my videos, but it's all good and fine now. But anyway, just want to tell y'all about this resort. So I got my notes over here, so you might see me looking down at these from time to time, so just kind of bear with me. But I just wanted to tell y'all about this. So anyway, we arrived at Punta Cana. Flight arrived on time and everything. The weather was absolutely fabulous. I want to give a shout out to Amstar because their transportation service is spot on. They was right there to like pick us up. And they said it was probably like a 25-minute drive from the airport to the resort, but it didn't seem that far to us. But anyway, our guy, they came and got our luggage. Tammy and I was on a bus by ourselves, and he was really accommodating because he was playing all the jams. But you know, to be real, what you find out, what you feel now, what you know now, to be real. Had a nice little drive over, and the guy was like really nice and stuff. So anyway, when we get there, we were greeted. They gave us some little juice or whatever, and that was fine and dandy. But I'm gonna tell y'all, the check-in process is a whole hot mess. Stay tuned to the end of this video, as I'm going to interview some of the people that were with us, my family, to get their view on what they experienced. So it's just not a one-sided thing coming from me. But anyway, like I said, the check-in process was horrible. When we got there, what was kind of tripped out to me was when we first got there, being that I'm a travel agent, and I'm a travel agent with Luxury Travel by Wanda, here to take care of all your Caribbean needs. Wherever you want to travel, your girl got you. But anyway, that's my little plug for today. Anyway, we got there. Now, being that I have already did everything online, when we got there, it still was a process. We still had paperwork and stuff that we had to fill out, which I could not understand. So true enough, we had gotten there early, and we had already knew that we weren't going to be able to check in time, which was like 3 o'clock. So we goes down to the buffet. Y'all, I didn't even bother to even take no pictures of the buffet because it was nothing exciting to eat. So when you go in, they have one side that's international, and then they have another side that's pure Dominican Republic food. So I already knew that I didn't want any of that. I go to the American side. It was so hectic in there, and it was just too much going on. So we just got a little bite to eat. The food was horrible. It was horrible. No words for it. So anyway, we just found what we ate, what we could eat. And by that time, the rest of the groups, the rest of our family had started coming in, not groups. So the rest of the family started coming in. And so went upstairs to go meet them. Once everybody checked in, we went to the sports bar, and luckily when we got there, they were just putting out like fresh food, so we were able to, to get something to kind of hold us over for the evening. So anyway, once we did that, we had to go back and get in line. It was almost like 3 o'clock. Had to go back and look at this check-in process. It was a whole hot mess. And the little guy that was helping us, his name was Willie. So he gets on the phone, he calls somebody. Then he was like, I'll be back. So he leaves for about 10 minutes and to come back to tell us that our room was ready. So I'm like, huh? So I don't understand their whole checkout process. It's like, again, you have this packet of work of things that you have to fill out. Then they have to leave the front desk, go across the lobby to get your key, then come back and do everything that you need. It just didn't make no sense observing it. And as you could see from these lines, it was horrible. So finally, we because at first they was trying to give us a room that only had like one bed in there. No, I specifically, when I made the reservations, asked for two. And so anyway, they fixed all of that. We were staying on the golf side, which I guess primarily is where they have like the family deluxe and we had like the superior room. Don't get the superior room. I mean, don't get it. Just don't. Our room, it was, I'm not saying that it was like horribly bad, but it was not of my standards. Let's put it that way. It was hair all over the floor, and then when you will hear when Tamiko does her review later on, you will hear about how unclean her room was as well. It was just really subpar. I didn't even take no pictures or record it because it wasn't like it was you were walking to anything fantastic. It was really a place where you go, rest your head, bathe, and leave back out the door type of thing. So, but anyway, it did what it did, it did what it did. But if you want to get your room there, at least try to get you a junior. Now, my cousins, they stayed in a junior suite, and their room looked so much better, and it was just set up. It was just so much better than where we were. So that's a little plug for you too. Once everybody got there, we were kind of tired, and so the day wound down, and we just kind of walked around to kind of see where things were around the resort, and that's pretty much how that day went. So because it was a long travel day, and so you know how it is for you to travel. But day two, I was like, we're finna go down to the adult side. So they actually do have an all adult, and y'all, I tell y'all, it made a world of difference for our trip. I think that's pretty much like what saved us, or saved me anyway, because I'm just like, no. The vibe down on the adult section was way more quieter, of course. It was just way more chilled, and the food was like way better. And yeah, it was just a whole different type of vibe. So we stayed down there pretty much all that day. Then I didn't take any pictures of the food or anything because I just didn't. I mean, I didn't. But trust and believe, it's way better than what it was up at the Palace. Even the vibe of the employees was just totally different up there. So it was just better. Yeah, so like I said, we hung out there all day. We went back. That was like our black and white night. So we all dressed up in our black and white, and we met up back down at the buffet again in the adult section, and we ate there, and everybody was satisfied with their food and stuff. And then we came back. Oh, so that night they were having like a Michael Jackson review. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We sat like way in the back, and so my sister was like close up to the front. One of my sisters, she is just in love with Michael Jackson, so we wasn't gonna miss that. I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. My sister said that I guess because they was closer, that his vibe wasn't good, but from where we were sitting, it was good. So I enjoyed that. And then after we did that, we left and we went over to they do have a club that's inside the casino. Um, it was like, okay, it was not a good variety of music. Only music that they played was Spanish music, and so it just wasn't, the DJ wasn't that good. So anyway, that was the end of the night for me. I ended up leaving the girls over there doing their thing. So day 3, we ended up going to while we was over on the adult side, we had signed up for them to be able, because they do have a bus that'll take you into the city where you can like go buy souvenirs and stuff. So we did that. It was cool. Everybody got what they needed to do. We probably was gone maybe like an hour and a half. So they'll drive you over there and they'll drive you back. It's no charge for anything. So that was like something to do. But that was the day that we had planned to do our boots on the ground video. And so if you have not seen our video, the description is in the link below. So go and check it out, y'all. Support your girl. That was so much fun. We didn't even know how to do the dance. I'm not a line dancing person. I don't even like line dance. But just for fun and just to have something to do, we all decided we was going to like learn it and go around the resort in different spots to do it. So we did that. We actually did a Soul Train line, and I'm not gonna post that one because that one was it was fun. But yeah, so we did that, and then like by the end of the night, because people had saw us all around dancing, and they was like, "There go the girls, there go the girls from the dance group." And so they was asking us about the dance and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So that's what we did that day, and we just kind of hung out and just rested. And we ended up. So that night we went to the steakhouse to eat. Didn't take no pictures again. Yeah. The specialty restaurants, y'all. It was just everything about the palace just was sucky. Even like just walking around to the bathrooms. The bathrooms were so nasty, y'all. It was just, it was almost as bad as like going to a gas station bathroom. It was just the workers were not friendly. They weren't helpful. They act like they didn't know English. It was just, and then there was the other thing too that was kind of tripping me out too, was like they expect for you to give them tips. And I bet you if you was giving them tips, they probably would have been a little bit more as far as helping you. I noticed that when we was down at the adult side of the resort. That's what they was doing. But anyway, the resort was just nasty and unkept on the palace side. The steakhouse was not good at all. They kept bringing the steaks back. They wasn't well done. They was just food is definitely, it's horrible. So on our last day there, everybody kind of did their own thing. Part of the family did an excursion. They went off the resort and did like the go-kart things and roll horses and all that kind of stuff. For myself, I am a beach bum, so I went and laid out on the beach, read some books and relaxed, because that's what I do on vacation. Then my sisters came over and we sat there. Oh, baby, they have some of the best lemon drop martinis down at the adult part of the resort, and so they were good, and we tipped them and stuff because they were good and they were pleasant. So my sister ended up buying some cards, and we sat there and we played cards and stuff. So that was really nice, us just hanging out and talking and stuff. And then so they left to go get ready. And then I just went back out and got in the water, do what Lisa do, lay out on the beach. I'm peeling now because I got sunburned by laying out in the sun. And yes, we do get sunburned. Yes, I did have on lotion, but yeah, I guess my skin say okay. But anyway, so hung out with my cousins. They came down, and then so this was our pink and blue night, and then we were also celebrating my cousin's birthday, which was coming up the following week. So we all dressed up, went to dinner. We went to the steakhouse. No, the seafood restaurant. They had the same problem with their food, with their food in. Yeah, it was just by the end of the trip, trust and believe, I was ready to go. I will not be going to another Barceló brand for me hotel. That experience to me was just not good. It's just not on what I'm used to taking my vacations with. I like to go to like nice places, but being that I was like, this will be a little quick trip to come over or whatever. I won't do that again. Thank y'all for watching my video. Listen to these reviews before you go, just so that you can have, you can hear it from somebody else's point of view outside of mine about this resort. Like, again, personally, I won't go there. I did not have a good experience in Dominican Republic. This is actually my second time visiting there. I don't think I probably will go back. I don't know, but it's not on my list of places to go. It's just so much to go visit, so many different islands to go visit over the Caribbean. So, boom, boom, move on to the next and see what's going there. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in, looking at my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on the video if you've had a similar experience or anything. Let me know what your experience is like with any of their brands. Also, like our boots in the boots on the ground video that we did too. I'm like, we're up to almost like 2,000 views on this video. I'm like, okay. So, but thank you guys, and I we'll see y'all next video. I'm so behind, but I'm finna make an effort to get all these videos done. But I had to get this one done. Don't stay there. Peace out.
It's not bad, but it's not good. But my first experience here, but my second experience out of the state. So I'm gonna be a little nice to them. So I give them 7.
But why though?
Because that's what I said. I'm gonna give them a 7.
Alrighty then.
The experience at the resort, the check-in experience was horrible. There were long lines. Then they gave us the wrong room type. We had to come back, and that line was just as bad. There's an issue because there are no English-speaking people. There's nobody that's bilingual, so it's hard to communicate with them. They do have shuttle services that'll take from one end of the resort, and that is good. The restaurant service as a whole is horrible. It's slow everywhere that you go. The rooms are so-so. So overall, I give this experience a 3.
So upon entrance into the resort, the appearance and the ambiance looked fine. The check-in process was extremely long. I did not appreciate the fact that the majority of the staff there did not speak any English. It was almost to the point that during the whole stay, we were just kind of like, flustered with trying to communicate with anyone. So that wasn't very welcoming for me.
Okay.
The rooms themselves could have used a detailed cleaning.
Very much so. When I was hurt on the floor and everything.
Yeah, when I entered the room, there was some stains on the countertop, and I had some, disinfectant wipes, and I just said, let me see if that'll come off. And sure enough, it did. Yeah, I would say this, honestly, if I were to ever come back to the DR, I would not stay at the same resort again,
no,
unfortunately.
Their brand either, because this kind of was, the whole thing was like, we was having sewage smells in the room. Tamiko got a towel. It was like when they would come and like clean our rooms or come and make our beds up at nighttime. I mean, the daytime or whatever. They wouldn't even bring enough towels for you to even bathe with. And I'm gonna post this, show you the towel that Tamiko had in the room. And what's your experience with that?
That towel was supposedly placed in the room after a fresh change of linen, bedding, and everything. And when I pulled it off the shelf last night to get ready to shower, fresh, folded up, never used,
Right.
it had a huge yellow stain in there. And in my mind, whether it was there from another guest or not, it couldn't be missed.
Exactly.
So, that's a discard, not a fold up and put it back in another guest room.
Yeah.
So a lot of oversight. And I'll say at this particular resort, although the staff could not communicate with us very well, they were a little short with us.
They was
like downright rude, almost as if their thought process was, "Why are you here if you don't speak our language?"
Right.
That's the vibe that I got.
Okay.
So and that's the only thing that I can explain now. When I visited another resort because I got roped into some kind of a deal for an excursion, and I went over to Dreams, and the staff there were quite different. And I mentioned that the staff at our resort was not the same, and that guy told me he said they underpaid.
Yeah, and that's probably why. I mean, the customer service there was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. It was nobody was friendly. If you went to the restaurants and see, it would take about 15 or 20 minutes for them to even come over to even acknowledge you. It was never a smile. It was barely a thank you. It was just was not good at all. Even when it came down to the food and stuff, you could tell them like, we want they mostly was like eating beef and stuff, but it just
No.
Now that was on the Palace side.
Mm-hmm.
On the all adult side, it was way better. I feel like the people were more and the vibe was totally different.
Agreed.
Yeah, the vibe was totally different.
Yeah, if we had to do it again, we would definitely. Well, we probably wouldn't stay at this brand again.
Never.
But
Never.
I think our experience would have been different if we stayed on the adult only side.
Yeah.
A little better, anyways.
Yeah. That's what made it better for me when I started staying over on the adult side. I would never go back to the Palace. I would never do a Barceló brand again, but I definitely would not stay on the Palace. The food was nasty. It was just, it was nothing exciting about it. Nothing. So here is Miss Chelsea and her husband Lauren, which he will not be talking with us today. But anyway, I want to get their review as well to see what your thoughts on was about Barceló, whatever the name of it is.
Barceló. It was nice when we first came, when we first walked in.
Mm-hmm.
When we got in the room, our hotel room, we noticed that there was like a stain on the floor. I'm not really sure what it was from. It was kind of like an oily texture. So we tried to clean it up. The next day kind of came back. I don't know what it was. Also, we had a mildew smell in our room every single day, like after taking a shower. And I think the drainage wasn't
because we was having the same smells. We had the smell in our room. Cheryl and them had it in their room. It just reeked of.
It was like sewage. Yeah, it smelled like sewage.
Yeah.
And then ours also only one sink. So we had a family duplex, and one sink, which comes with 3 sinks. One upstairs, 2 on the first. One of the sinks, the water went down. It was cool. The other 2 sinks were extremely clogged. So you try to run the water, and then it clogs up the sink really, really fast.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The air. Let's discuss.
Oh my goodness. So our air was only cold. We stayed for 4 days, right? Our air was cold for 1 day. And so I don't know what was going on with the temperature, but the air was not controllable. So when we tried to move the button up and down, well, we could move it up, increase the temperature, but we couldn't lower the temperature.
Gotcha.
And so last night it was extremely hot. The night before that, we got cold temperatures, but the other 2 nights it was hot. So I don't know what changed that day, but just uncomfortable going to sleep. I personally can't sleep when it's super hot. I know you can't either. Yeah, and so that was really uncomfortable. So when it was not only warm though, it was kind of humid too. So you feel kind of a little moist.
Yeah.
And so no, I didn't appreciate that. Also, my robe in the closet, it had a stain on it.
Did it? We didn't even use that.
Yeah. Well, because we didn't have any washcloths or face towels in our room.
No face towels.
Lauren called to get the face towels, and we waited a long while. And I didn't want to just I didn't want to, put no clothes back on, so I just put on the robe. And then when I put it on, I noticed it was like a big, it looked like a food stain.
Oh wow.
Yes. So that was just the room experience. Okay. As far as the restaurants go, I think the food was very mediocre, very subpar.
Very, very.
I was not impressed. It
was better
by the
in the
food.
adults.
Yes.
It was way better. I think you had more variety. You didn't have. It was just way too many people for the palace, and it was just like mad confusion. You got kids running around, you got adults running around, you got all different nationalities of people, and it was just hectic, and none of the food was good. None of it.
I didn't really like the food options. Also, the adult side had gluten friendly stuff, but our side did not. I don't know if I need to even talk about the service, the staff. The bellhops were the friendliest people, I think. Depend on who you got.
Yeah.
But like the service at the restaurants, the service in the eating places at the hotel, even the towel bar where you got the towels by the pool.
Ooh, everyone was so rude.
Yes.
Like, no, you can't have another card. Oh wow. And this was the other thing too. So when you check in, they give you these cards for you to be able to get your towels. If you lose the card, they're gonna charge you $20.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It really, really sucked. I would never go back.
I would not stay at that resort.
Never. If they was giving away rooms, I probably would never go back.
I think the lady that I liked the most was the lady we had yesterday. At the seafood restaurant, the waiter we had.
Oh yeah,
she was nice.
But
yeah. Everybody else was kind of they were.
It made
rude
my
and kind of dry.
It made me almost not even want to come to the Dominican Republic just because of how rude they were.
Yeah.
My experience at Secrets, which it was a more upscale hotel brand, was way better. But I'm just kind of like,
I wouldn't stay there again.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, okay. Well, thank you for your thoughts. Again, just wanted to give you guys some reviews coming outside of myself, so you can be able to choose like a better brand of a hotel. Okay, thank you.